Tonight, tiny home demolished.
There was just no compassion or caring on what they were doing, and now he just feels like the world's against him again, and he's back with even less than he had before, and he's just very lost right now.
Crews move into a location in a park in Guelph. Precious metal momentum.
We saw gold rally for days and days.
How Waterloo region is joining the gold and silver rush.
The amount of traffic we've had and is astronomical. It's all hands on deck.
That's been sweeping the markets. Plus, the push for a light rail refund.
They have been paying for a number of years for something we have not been getting.
Rejected.
I don't even think that this is a realistic ask, and I think that it's misleading to our residents.
Cambridge Council narrowly stops a major reimbursement request in its tracks. Good evening. We begin with a story that's been noticed by investors and non-investors lately. Gold and silver prices have been soaring, even with the occasional dip. Well, it's been prompting people to flock to local shops where they buy and sell the precious metals. The magnitude and the length of this heightened demand is something people in the industry tell us they haven't seen in many years. CTV's Spencer Turcotte joining us live with more on this. And Spencer, you went to a coin shop here in the region today that specializes in buying and selling gold and silver.
And when I stopped by, the parking lot was packed with a steady flow of customers, so staff are definitely keeping busy.
I love gold!
Usually you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who loves gold more than Gold member, but these days you may not have to look far. A packed parking lot at Colonial Acres in Kitchener, reflected inside, where people are flocking to buy or sell gold and silver.
The amount of traffic we've had and is astronomical. It's all hands on deck.
So what's behind this rush?
We saw gold rally for days and days, reaching a new historic high at over $5,500. We've seen silver pass $120.
Global head of commodity strategy for TD Securities, Bart Mellick, says the combination of silver and gold have been the best performing assets for the last 12 months. The metal's momentum was halted late last week.
This was on the back of President Trump's statement that he is likely to nominate a new Fed chair who happens to be a hawk on the inflation front.
Influence from geopolitical tensions are a factor too. Yet we've seen quite the recovery in the last several days, with gold scoring its biggest daily gain since 2008. For shops like Colonial Acres, which sell and buy the precious metals, they've struck gold.
Stuff that customers come in and they're looking to speculate and purchase on. Like this is a 1 ounce gold bar. Whatever gold does, silver follows. Just like I said, it's his little brother, so silver will go up as well.
So customers have been lined up out the door at points in recent weeks, searching through their homes to see how they can capitalize.
You got old sterling flatware, like the old, the nice cutlery that you use for, when you have the nice company over. So people are coming in and selling that because it's actually worth quite a bit of money now.
On the flip side, you have people looking to be buyers too, with projections that precious metals will do fairly well over the next 6 months. And we should note, shops like the one we went to have been busy for the last year, but more people are starting to catch on now. They just hope, Tony, it's at the right time.
All about timing. Okay, Spencer, thank you. CTV's Spencer Turcotte with the local angle on the gold and silver rush. And time now for a first check on the weather. Let's head over to Ashley Bacon now for all the details. And from gold to golden hours, we've been seeing some of those lately with the amount of sunshine we've been enjoying, especially over the last week.
That's right, Tony. Today was beautiful out. I don't know if you had a chance to get out. I did on my lunch break, and it was so nice. Even though we're still sitting at below seasonal temperature-wise, just having that sun out really makes all the difference. Now, take a look behind me here at our satellite radar. You can see there's not a lot going on in southern Ontario in regards to cloud cover and precipitation. We are expecting a relatively clear night. There might be a little bit of flurry activity, but nothing of a lot of accumulation, at least not for the next 24 hours or so. Right now in Waterloo region, sitting at -10. It is going to feel a lot colder throughout the night. We're already feeling closer to minus 15 with the wind chill, Tony. But the good news is those temperatures are starting to come a little bit better as we get into the next couple of days or so.
Okay. Ashley, thank you very much. We'll get the rest of the forecast from you a little bit later. It was a tiny home built as a last resort for someone who said he didn't have any other place to stay. Now, the structure in a wooded area of a park in the south end of Guelph has been demolished. The city not providing details other than to say that bylaw became involved for community safety. CTV's Krista Simpson was at the site earlier today and joins us now with what we've been able to learn about this so far. Krista.
Tony, we first reported on this story last month. Jesse Damry built a tiny home in the woods of a park for his father-in-law, Rob. He says he knew it was illegal, but he couldn't leave Rob sleeping outside. With the structure demolished, Damry wonders what will happen to his father-in-law now. A tiny home built in the woods in a South End Guelph park has been torn down. Crews were on the scene Wednesday morning demolishing the structure that was once home to Rob, who told CTV News back in January he had nowhere else to go.
There's my bunk up there. Robert right now is definitely more lost than he was before this all started.
The tiny house was built by Jesse Damry, Rob's son-in-law, who says while he knows what he did was illegal, he felt he had no other options, with Rob homeless, unable to live with family or stay in a shelter. Rob says he has a brain injury and mental health struggles.
I wasn't trying to be sneaky. I wasn't trying to do anything and hide anything. The fact of the matter is that Robert's health and his safety were in question, and I wasn't going to sit by when I could possibly do something to reassure that he was going to be safe this winter.
Damry says the tiny home being demolished is shocking.
There was just no compassion or caring on what they were doing, and now he just feels like the world's against him again, and he's back with even less than he had before.
By early afternoon Wednesday, most of the structure had been hauled away. The workers returned later to continue clearing the site. In a statement, the City of Guelph says out of respect for the individual involved, they won't be commenting further on the status of this case. Doug Godfrey, who oversees bylaw, goes on to say, however, the involvement of city bylaw comes from a community safety standpoint. The County of Wellington provides social services in the City of Guelph, and in situations like these, we connect individuals directly with the County Housing Services team, who ensures they are offered alternate accommodations/shelter options. Any personal items that are found at the site are stored in a secure location for retrieval by the owners. Damry says they are still trying to figure out exactly where Rob's personal property is or how he'll retrieve it.
A man that doesn't have a home, first and foremost, probably doesn't have a car.
Damry says Rob has been given hotel accommodations for the next few days, but Damry worries about what will happen next.
After the 9th of February, we're back to square one, where he's supposed to fend for himself in stairwells or wherever he can stay warm through the cold nights.
Damry says Rob is far from the only one struggling right now, and he hopes that speaking out will shed more light on a growing crisis.
Obviously, there's funds within the city that they can allocate time, manpower, and resources to tear down a man's mini home. So why can't we take the same funding or the same attention and help some of these people instead of just keep pushing them in the corners where nobody sees them and just ignoring the fact that people are struggling out there.
Damry says he built the tiny home to help Rob through the winter, but the goal was never for him to live in it long term. He says they have been told that Robert will get help and support, but Damry worries those are empty promises. He also says their efforts to get mental health support for Rob have hit roadblocks too, with treatment centers full. Tony.
Okay, Krista, thank you for that update. CTV's Krista Simpson reporting. Next, we go to Pearson Airport and a CTV News exclusive video of a takedown within a secure area at the airport. As CTV's John Woodward tells us, a baggage handler caught in the act of moving a bag of cocaine decided to run.
A baggage handler discovered by officers hiding in a luggage cart at Pearson International Airport, and then a takedown on the tarmac.
It's somebody who's obviously in a state of panic. They want to hide. There's not a lot of places to hide on the apron of an airport.
Pearson's surveillance video obtained by CTV News shows the baggage handler, Nigel Welsh, starting his day like any other, passing into Pearson's secure area. According to evidence presented to Superior Court in Brampton, he unloaded luggage from this plane arriving from Jamaica in 2021, but stuck around. Security video shows him leaving the plane after everyone else is gone with a backpack. The court heard a mechanic saw him and called his manager, and soon a chase was on. Other security video shows Welsh and the mechanic running through the airport tunnels. Welsh drops the bag and disappears. Police and CBSA officers found cell phones, 9 bricks of cocaine, and 1 pouch of marijuana, worth about $1 million altogether. Officers started searching all of Terminal 3, and as they are going through luggage carts, that's where they spot him. He jumps out and runs again before being tackled by, well, everyone.
In court, Welsh maintained he wasn't the man carrying the bag, and the only reason that he was hiding in the luggage carts was because he'd lost his airport ID.
Prosecutors pointed out the phone they found with that bag had accounts with his email address. Welsh was sentenced to 9 years in prison in January. He's appealing it.
In that world of drug smuggling, if you're that person, that's what you've been paid for. You're going to take that fault.
Former Toronto detective Mark Mendelsohn says there are so many bags coming in and so much money to be made, this will happen occasionally. Last year, the Mounties charged 2 baggage handlers, and in 2019, 2 Sunwing employees were charged in a drug ring operating out of Pearson. For those who want to try it, the airport is not a place you can make a mistake.
It's high risk. We're talking about a premise here that is laden with security cameras. They're everywhere at Pearson Airport.
Cameras that caught him running and recorded him getting caught. John Woodward, CTV News.
Well, the sun was shining as kids bundled up for an annual tradition in Waterloo Region today. It's known as Winter Walk Day. CTV's Karis Mapp tells us why kids who normally take the bus were encouraged to switch things up.
Little Boots took big steps across Waterloo Region this morning. Kids with both the Catholic and public district school boards took part in Winter Walk Day.
It's exciting. It's exciting for the kids and for me, yeah.
Staff at St. Gabriel Catholic School in Cambridge were making the most of a sunny February day.
We want to ensure that kids know that even with this weather, we still have to maintain that healthy activity, not just for our physical selves, but for our mental selves, and in a Catholic board, our spiritual selves as well.
Around half the students at the school usually take the bus, but today it was boots on the ground.
During the winter time, that walker count tends to decrease a little bit as people take their cars in. And so today is also to encourage people to make sure that they're embracing winter.
Some of the kids were on the fence about the experience. Was it cold on the way here?
Yeah.
Did you mind though?
Yeah.
It's tiring.
Pretty good, aside from my nose being frozen.
Families also got in on the action.
It's not so bad once you try it. I know, we walk from close, so it's easy for me to say that.
The sun was shining, and even though the temperature showed it was pretty cold, it didn't feel that cold. So once you get walking, it was great.
The older kids were happy to have the younger ones join them, walking to build a brighter future together.
It was nice that how everyone came together.
Surprise, this normally doesn't happen often.
And once they arrived at the school, the kids were met with a celebration.
They get to have a hot chocolate in the gym and have a little bit of music and celebrate in there and congratulate them on actively walking to school today and hopefully most days.
The class with the most walkers even received a trophy.
This is the original OG golden shoe that St. Gabriel's used maybe 10 years ago when the school first opened.
A journey that began with a simple step and had everyone walking the extra mile.
It's kind of inspiring to see how the school could influence people to walk to school.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Cambridge.
And start your day in the know with the CTV Kitchener newsletter. Content from CTV News right to your inbox, including a look at our top stories, the latest forecast, and some must-see videos. You can sign up for this daily email over at ctvnewskitchener.ca. A new warning tonight about a popular vacation destination. Coming up, the new concerns about the potential for trouble in Cuba, and the new official advice to anyone who's had it on their travel itinerary.
I'm Alexandra Hollick. Also tonight, an Ion Light Rail reimbursement request stopped in its tracks. The tight vote that put an end to a push by a Cambridge City councillor to get millions back from the region of Waterloo. That story is just ahead.
Councillor Cooper. Well, we're in for another chilly night tonight, but when will the real snow make a reappearance? I'll have those details with your full weather forecast a little later in the show. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news. When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
A push to have the city of Cambridge reimbursed for its share of the Ion Light Rail system was narrowly defeated last night at City Council. Let's bring in CTV's Alexandra Hollick, who was following that meeting for us. And Alexandra, a late night decision, almost midnight in fact, and it was a really close call that actually ended up exposing some divisions.
That's right, Tony. And we should note this was Councillor Helen Schwery's push to ask the region of Waterloo to reimburse Cambridge taxpayers millions of dollars for a service that really hasn't served them. Schwery said her request was centered around fairness and transparency, asking the region for a full funding breakdown of Cambridge's contributions to the Ion and a full reimbursement of those funds. She also asked the city to stop paying operating costs. Ultimately, the motion was shot down 5-4 just minutes before midnight, but not without a heated debate.
This is about honouring our fiscal responsibility to those that we represent and righting a very expensive wrong.
I don't even think that this is a realistic ask, and I think that it's misleading to our residents.
I'm going to support the motion. I think it tells the public that they have been paying for a number of years for something we have not been getting. And by the time that next phase of the LRT comes in, we will have been paying still for another 10, 15 years for something we are not getting.
Now, if the motion had passed, there's no guarantee the region would have reimbursed the city. The request would have been sent to the region of Waterloo in the hope that regional council would have made a decision on it. Tony.
Okay, Alexandra, appreciate that update. CTV's Alexandra Hollick joining us. A new initiative has launched in Exeter, offering to cover the cost of laundry services for people who can't afford it. With more, here's CTV's Scott Miller.
Mark Denemy drove by his friend's laundromat one morning and saw an unhoused man inside.
He kind of explained to me that there's a little bit of an issue here where people aren't able to afford laundry, but at least they can be warm in this place. So then the wheels kind of got turning, and by probably 7:30 that morning, we had came to an agreement to start this Loonies for Laundry initiative where we can make sure that laundry wasn't a luxury for these people.
The Exeter Lions and Sawyer's Dry Cleaning and Laundry have each contributed $600 to launch Loonies for Laundry, an initiative to help those that can't afford to pay to clean their clothes.
It gives them something to look forward to that day, and then maybe put the right step forward for something, maybe a job interview that day, or something along those lines that they can help themselves and a step in the right direction to help better themselves.
Denemy says laundry is something most people take for granted, but for those living at or below the poverty line, it's a luxury.
There was a student who fell in the springtime or in the fall and got a grass stain on his pants, and they relayed to the teachers that they were very upset because they weren't going to be able to get those out. That essentially laundry wasn't something they got to do in the luxury of their home or every day like most people.
While an initiative like this may not have been used very much, say 4 or 5 years ago here in Exeter, there is a growing unhoused problem here in this community, as there is across all of Ontario. The $1,200 raised so far from the Lions and Sawyers will fund laundry punch cards that local schools and social organizations will distribute to those families that need it most. Loonies for Laundry donation jars are also set up at local businesses for those that want to help.
And the idea is hopefully over time it funds itself and we can continue to help those people out.
Solving homelessness is definitely the greater issue, but for now this is one step in the right direction to provide our community with at least the necessity of clean clothes.
In Exeter, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Today is World Cancer Day, and an Ottawa man is sharing how a unique treatment helped save his life. It allowed him to receive chemotherapy 24/7 and successfully brought his cancer into remission. Our colleague in Ottawa, CTV's Leah LaRocque, brings us that story.
You should consider yourself to be in complete remission.
Those are the words that Ted Wagstaff was always determined to hear.
Complete remission. Pretty powerful.
Last spring, the Ottawa business investor and father of 3 started to feel unwell.
I was on a business trip, and in the middle of the night, I woke up and I thought I had food poisoning.
But the diagnosis was far more severe.
I knew it was rare, I knew it was aggressive, and it's a deadly subtype.
He had multiple tumors. One was the size of a sweet potato.
I had double-hit lymphoma.
Typical chemotherapy wasn't going to be enough. His personalized treatment involved a backpack so he could receive chemotherapy 24/7.
I would get literally a backpack with chemo in it and a pump. Every day I would go back to the hospital to get a new bag of chemo. I would sleep with it, I would shower with it, go for a walk, just that my chemo backpack went everywhere with me.
His doctor says Wagstaff's journey shows the groundbreaking cancer work being done right here in Ottawa.
That sense of cancer not being one disease and patients not all being the same. And we are slowly, but we are definitely moving into a circumstance where we're not looking at a recipe, one recipe that we apply to every patient. We're taking the patient's own biology and their specific type of cancer into consideration.
In total, I did 487 hours of chemotherapy.
Halfway through Wagstaff's treatment, he welcomed his first grandson, and 5 weeks after chemo, he completed a Tough Mudder endurance race. Now in remission, Wagstaff says his positive prognosis is largely because of this small backpack that carried the hope he needed.
I will never find the words to say thank you. I just won't, So I have immense gratitude for the Ottawa Hospital and what they did for me.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
Powerful story, Leah. Thank you for that. Okay, looking through our tower camera now toward downtown Kitchener on this Wednesday evening. It's been a pretty pleasant day, as Ashley and I were noting a little bit earlier, filled with some sunny periods as well. That was nice. We'll find out how the rest of the week is shaping up when Ash rejoins us with the long-range forecast in just a few minutes. Also ahead, rooting for local connections at the Winter Games. CTV's Jeff Pickle tells us who and what to watch for as the Olympics kick off this week in Italy. And next, looking to build bridges. Did Mark Carney and Pierre Polyev find any common ground when they had a one-on-one today? All right, Ashley's back with a look at our forecast. We're already at the middle of the week.
Oh, I know.
We had such a beautiful weekend as far as sun goes, and then we've gotten, I'm going to say, doses of it during the week this week.
It has felt a little bit like spring, even though temperatures have been quite cold still. Well below seasonal, but with that sun, it really does make a difference.
Well, and you know what else makes a difference is you can see more concrete and pavement out there now because, and I looked this up, I was like, is this actually a thing or do I imagine this? When it's sunnier, snow that's on surfaces does melt, even if you're not above the freezing point. It's got something to do, I don't know, this is sciencey. It's got something to do with the way the light radiates onto surfaces.
I mean, it certainly makes sense, especially if there's traffic on that snow, foot traffic or vehicular traffic. It pushes it sort of out of the way.
It makes it feel more like spring to start to see some of those layers being melting away.
But I'll tell you what, Tony, if winter days were all like today, I'll take it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And if let's take a look outside. You can see it's still not too bad now. Unfortunately, temperatures are expected to continue to drop tonight. We are going to be very cold, but not in those extreme cold temperatures we saw just a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it certainly feels like it's been a whole long winter, but we still have a few weeks to go, so get out and enjoy it while you can. Let's start with our almanac tonight. I want to point out a couple of things here. Back in 2019, we reached a whopping 11.3 degrees. In 2014, minus 26.1. So by, comparison, minus 8 as our daytime high and minus 17 as our expected low tonight. not bad. We're right in the middle. So it could be better, could be worse, depends on which side of things you like. Some people love the cold weather, others like me like summer. All right, looking at our future cast, you can see there's a little bit of cloud cover that's still lingering over Kitchener-Waterloo. We are going to have a pretty cloudy day tomorrow, but when it comes to precipitation, we might see a little bit of snowflakes tonight, but nothing that's going to really stick. There is a little bit of band of precipitation that's going to move just to our southern Georgian Bay folks. We might see a little bit of flurry activity over the next few hours, but into Kitchener-Waterloo, we might just see a little bit of inkling of something to come. And that something to come will start to make its presence known into Thursday night and Friday. We'll have some more details on that as we get a little later into the cast here. But let's start with some temperatures. Starting on the west coast, Vancouver is 14 degrees right now. I couldn't imagine how warm that would feel as we get into or just past all of this cold weather we've had. Saskatoon at 2, but just over the border in Thompson, -12. So a pretty drastic change there. As we get a little closer to home in our nation's capital, we're sitting at -11. The sun setting in Ottawa already this hour. And on the east coast in St. John's, -8 and clear skies. Now, it is going to be a colder night, as I mentioned. Right now, we're sitting at -10 in Kitchener-Waterloo, but feeling closer to -15 with the wind chill already this hour. Now, those temperatures are still expected to continue to drop. We are looking at a low of -17. We'll feel closer to -21 with that wind chill. And as I mentioned, we might see a little bit of flurry, but overall not too bad. Tomorrow conditions are not too bad. -6 is a daytime high, mainly cloudy. We might see that sun peek through here and there, but it's not until Friday where we expect to see a bit of snowfall. How much snow? Unfortunately, it's too early to tell. It really just depends on what happens with the wind. So we're keeping an eye out on Environment Canada over the next few hours to see if we get a little bit closer to some predictions there. But snow expected for Friday with the sun making an appearance by Saturday. Similar conditions in Lambton, Kent, Essex. You may see some light snow for your Thursday with snow expected for Friday, a high of 0, but temperatures taking a dip for your weekend. But at least the sun is also going to make an appearance there. And in southern Georgian Bay, where you've had so much snow, 2 to 4 centimeters expected for your Thursday, with another round coming in on Friday. Not too bad. Okay, let's take a look at our Weather Watcher photo for tonight. Bonnie sent this in. It was snapped outside of Listowel, and it just reminds me of a postcard. Tony, I just thought this was so beautiful.
Almost mystical looking.
It is, and I just want to say we've had so many incredible photos submitted over the last few days. I've been away. I just want to say thank you, everyone who keeps sending them in. I'll try to get to as many as I can, but they're incredible. And winter, it really is beautiful.
Oh, yes. Keep them coming. Keep our spirits up this winter,
please.
that's for sure. Ash, thank you.
Thank you.
A day after former Prime Minister Stephen Harper called for the Liberals and Conservatives to come together for the benefit of Canada, Prime Minister Mark Carney met today with Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. CTV's Mike LeCouture has more on how it went.
Good to see you. This is not hope. This is not hope over here. Oh, look at this.
The Conservative leader with a dig at his Liberal colleagues ahead of a meeting with the Prime Minister.
We have been working to fast track anything that we believe, however modest, might make life a little more affordable, a little safer, and our economy a little stronger. So it's he that is holding up the show.
A senior government source tells CTV News the Prime Minister was hoping to talk about nation-building measures, something the Liberal government feels is critical as Canada prepares for the review of CUSMA.
In fact, we need to work together.
Conservative MP Jamil Javani, meanwhile, is heading to Washington this week on a solo mission to improve trade relations between Canada and the U.S. He's a longtime friend of U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance.
I haven't talked to him in about a year about those issues. I would like to use that relationship for the good of the country, but I also don't want to interfere in what the Prime Minister's doing.
Javani was pushing for a meeting with the Prime Minister, but he did get one with the Minister in charge of Canada-U.S. trade.
Minister LeBlanc gave a briefing to Mr. Javani, who I don't believe is the trade critic for the opposition, certainly not the Minister of International Trade, nor the Prime Minister.
But some members of Cabinet are casting doubt on whether Javani can or will help.
I really hope that he spoke about the closure of GM in his writing, because Ingersoll has been closed for now 4 months, and I haven't heard him once.
While a number of Conservative MPs are confident Javani can use his contacts to make a difference, Poilievre says he told his MP the most important thing is to fight for the jobs in his community. Mike Lecuteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
We're learning a little more about the vision to get high-speed rail going through Ontario and Quebec. Just ahead, some public meetings to give people a closer look at this plan and a long-awaited promise. Premier Doug Ford was in Mississauga today delivering remarks to the city's Board of Trade. He touted efforts to improve free trade within Canada and his desire to eliminate the HST on new home purchases.
We've done it for first-time home buyers, and I told our team and I told the Prime Minister it's not moving the needle, and it never moved the needle. So we're going to do it, hopefully, for anyone. If you want to buy your second time buying or third time, we're getting rid of that 13% right across the board.
Meanwhile, 2 women were escorted out by security for trying to interrupt Ford's remarks. The demonstrators were calling for compensation for Grassy Narrows First Nation, citing the mercury poisoning which has impacted that community. As the long-awaited promise to bring high-speed rail to Ontario and Quebec takes shape, people interested in the plans for the Toronto to Quebec City route got a chance to learn more today. CTV's Sean Leathong reports.
Chris Drew is taking transit to see family in Peterborough tonight. He's hopeful that one day he'll ride high-speed rail. But for now,
it's slow, it's painful, it's not good. It's public transit, which is important, but it can be so much better.
So he's here at an open house for Alto, the Crown Corporation tasked with creating Canada's first ever high-speed rail line.
We need a service level that other countries in the world have. I've been to Japan, I've been to Germany, so let's do it for Canada. Why not?
Today, I'm announcing the launch of Alto, the largest infrastructure project in Canadian history.
Then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced the project just under a year ago. 7 stops running along the Toronto to Quebec City corridor with speeds up to 300 kilometers per hour.
For people, say, who live in Toronto and want to get into Montreal, they can now get there in under 3 hours, Toronto to Ottawa in under 2 hours. It's a real game changer for Canadians.
The train has not left the station yet. These public consultations taking place today and tomorrow at St. Lawrence Market North Building are some of the 26 open houses Alto's hosting in Ontario and Quebec, educating the public while also getting feedback.
We've needed it for a long time, and it's just going to be a net positive.
I think it's just a very, very necessary step at this point in time in the development of our country.
If we could get it built faster, that would be greater.
Earliest estimates would put shovels in the ground sometime between 2029 and 2031, and that's just for Phase 1, connecting Ottawa and Montreal. Toronto would come later on.
One question is where the stations would be located. It would seem natural that anything coming in and out of downtown Toronto would do so from Union Station, but that's not necessarily the case.
We're still exploring a number of sites, but they have to be in and around the area of Union Station.
And while planes run regularly from both Pearson and the island, many here say they're in favor of high-speed rail.
It's more environmentally friendly than flying.
The cost will be sky high. Trudeau committed more than $3 billion just for the design phase. But while he will ride the bus tonight, Chris Drew says,
well, what's the cost of not doing it? Continued congestion, slowness.
The Toronto Open House will continue tomorrow at the St. Lawrence Market North Building during the day and after 5 p.m., with more set for next week in Scarborough, Markham, Pickering, and Peterborough. Sean Leathong, CTV News.
All right, Leanne's in studio with us for a look at our top stories on this Wednesday evening, and we begin with a tiny home that was built in the woods in a park in Guelph, which was torn down.
Yeah, Tony, crews were on scene this morning taking the structure down. The tiny home was built by a Guelph man for his father-in-law who had been sleeping in stairwells. Jesse Damery says he knew what he was doing was illegal, but he felt he had to do something to help. The city says bylaw became involved from a community safety standpoint. People have been flocking to local shops that buy and sell gold and silver. It comes as prices for the metals have soared. The magnitude and length of this heightened demand is something the industry hasn't seen in many years. One expert tells us the combination of silver and gold have been the best performing assets for the last 12 months.
And online on our website tonight, it's going to be a big weekend. And if you're hosting guests, are having a Super Bowl party this weekend. I know you've been cooking up some ideas for people.
Oh, we've got you covered. On CTV News at 5 all week long, we've been running football and Super Bowl related segments, of course. And today we had the guys from Coddle's Catch Seafood come in. They had delicious ideas inspired by both East and West Coast teams. You can check out the full video online and maybe get some ideas for yourself. Scan the QR code, download the CTV News app, or go to ctvnewskitchener.ca. Tony, it's always a great day in the newsroom when Coddle's Catch comes in, because a lot of us love our seafood fix here.
Yes, we do. My stomach, I'm not even kidding, is growling as you were describing that segment.
Yeah.
So
great ideas for the Super Bowl, too, because we always think wings and things, but
don't forget the seafood.
Don't forget it.
Love it. Thanks, Leanne.
Thank you.
A warning for travelers heading to Cuba. Be prepared for power outages, communications issues, and supply shortages. CTV's Adrian Gobriel has more on the caution and what people can do if your travel plans include that country.
A hotbed for Canadian tourists for its warm waters, sandy shores, and rich culture. And now a heightened travel advisory has been issued for Cuba. Posted today, this notice is urging Canadians to exercise a high degree of caution in Cuba due to worsening shortages of electricity, fuel, and basic necessities, including food, water, and medicine, adding that the situation is unpredictable and could deteriorate, disrupting flight availability on short notice.
All the power gets knocked out and the cell phone coverage gets knocked out.
To reduce pressure on the country's electrical network, Cuba has been scheduling lengthy daily power cuts, though Ottawa says unexpected nationwide outages may last more than 24 hours. Between April 2023 and March 2024, roughly 700,000 Canadians traveled to Cuba, making it the country's fifth most popular travel destination. Canadians on the island should heed this advice, according to one tourism management professor.
Take an actual paper copy of your passport, because if you run out of power, your phone may not work to show the picture of it. Bring along any extra medication. Once again, with your travel insurance, make sure what the cancellation policies actually are.
Cuba is largely a cash-only island. The American dollar and euro are widely accepted, though the advisory warns of petty theft and to avoid showing large amounts of cash in public.
For Canadians who are in Cuba or those with plans to still travel there, you're being advised to go online and sign up with Registration for Canadians Abroad. It may also be a good idea to keep the phone number for the embassy in Havana on hand. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Coming up next, let the games begin. We'll check in with Heather Butts in Milan, where the Winter Olympics are about to get underway. And Jeff Pickle will show us some of the Southwestern Ontario athletes to watch for. Well, the opening ceremony is Friday at the Milano Cortina Winter Games, and excitement's already sky high for athletes, families, and fans. But the weather so far has been a little less than golden. CTV's Heather Butts reports from Milan.
A constant rain soaking the city, turning popular landmarks into a sea of umbrellas. In the north, it meant snow for the mountain regions just in time for the global event, drawing Olympic fans from around the world, including the Grandillo family from Montreal.
This is the 30th birthday trip, kind of a bucket list item for us. The opening ceremonies are on my birthday, on my 30th birthday, and being Italian, it just seemed like the most fitting event.
Though they expected more Olympic flair to be flooding the streets, not rain.
To be honest, it's not really in your face. We do see it here and there at corners, but we haven't really captured that vibe yet. I'm sure it's coming though.
Their sights set on snowboarding and hockey. With the games spread out, Milan will only see part of the action.
Per il momento no.
No?
No.
Few crowds right now, he says, but they are expected. Organizers say all competition venues are fully operational. Still, construction at the hockey rink isn't complete.
Do we have every single space in that venue finished? No. And is it absolutely needed for the games? No.
Aside from the main facilities, there are sure signs something monumental is about to happen here, drawing more than just regular tourists.
Here's something else adding to the energy. Media from around the world, such as myself, here to cover this event. Take a look at the rooftop studios using the historic Duomo as a backdrop.
Milano, Cortina.
We only just got here and we were like, wow, everything's Olympics. It's great. It's so much fun. I love it.
The organizing committee is pointing to the torch relay as a driver for national excitement.
This is fun to be in an environment with like thousands of people and all here for just one simple reason. It's fun.
That momentum is also reflected in demand from spectators, with roughly 1.2 million event tickets already sold and only a limited number remaining for the opening ceremony. Heather Butts, CTV News, Milan.
And of course, here at home, anticipation is building to watch our athletes, including some who grew up not that far from here. CTV's Jeff Pickle has our local guide to the 2026 games.
For many Canadians, the Winter Games have a special connection.
I like the Winter Olympics because it feels more like it's kind of Canada's domain.
A passion for competition and cheering on our top athletes.
Well, it's nice when they do well. You know, we always like that. And Canadians vote for the underdog, right?
When it comes to local connections, freestyle skier Rachel Carker grew up in Erin. After winning a bronze medal in Beijing, she's looking for a return to the podium. Figure skater Leah Pereira is making her Olympics debut. Born in Milton, Pereira trains in Brantford. On the hockey rink, there are several local connections. On the women's team, Beijing gold medalist Sarah Fillier is from Georgetown. Fellow returning gold medalist Ella Shelton grew up in Ingersoll, and making her Olympics debut, Julia Gosling is from London. On the men's side, a trio of hockey players also from London. One of the few returning Olympic gold medalists, Drew Doughty, along with first-time Olympians Bo Horvat and Nick Suzuki. And while many will certainly be watching hockey, there's interest in many other events.
I'm excited for a lot of the figure skating and hockey, and I like the one where there's the skiing and all the freestyle snowboarding and stuff like that.
Well, you know, we like some of the skating. Everybody likes the skating, right? We actually like some of the downhill skiing, cross country.
And for Nadia and Sebastian from the Netherlands, what else but speed skating?
I think ice skating. Yeah, speed skating especially.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
You just have to watch it.
The Olympic opening ceremonies are on February 6th, but competition starts today and run to the 22nd. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Kitchener.
Well, from the Winter Games to the latest on our winter weather. Over to you, Ash.
Well, with snow expected for Friday, tomorrow might be the better day to get out. Just what we're waking up to. I'll have those details coming up. Stay with us. Start your TV night off with E-Talk at 7, followed by Shifting Gears, and then The Masked Singer. At 9, Fear Factor, House of Fear, and cap your night off with Shark Tank at 10.
I'm Angie.
And I'm Sarge with Bounce 99.5's 4K Double Play.
We're giving away $4,000 for 2 songs back to back.
Listen weekdays 6A to 6P for back-to-back songs from the artist of the day.
Then go to bounce995.ca for your chance to win.
All right, Leanne's back with a look at a story that our team's following for later tonight. Leanne?
Tony, a former elementary school principal who worked in Waterloo has been granted day parole. Philip Saluski will be back in the community about a year after he was sentenced on 2 counts of luring a child under the age of 16. Back in 2024, he pleaded guilty to a series of charges, and last January was sentenced to 4 years behind bars. We'll have more on the history of the case and an update at 11:30. Tony.
Okay, Leanne, and before we let you go, we have some important news to share with our viewers.
She's
glanced down and she's seen the banner. Happy birthday, Leanne.
Wait, you guys are so cute.
Couldn't let the hour finish without it. You know, you've had a relationship with our viewers for around 8 years now, which is really the better part of a decade. But something our viewers might not know is that Leanne is what you see. What you see is what you get.
100%.
I told her this earlier today. When she walks into a room, she lights up the room and she lifts people up.
Yeah, very authentic.
Very authentic. And that's our Leanne, and we love you, Leanne.
You guys are going to make me cry. That is the sweetest thing ever. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. It's really, really, really sweet, and I love you both. You deserve all the world and more.
We love you, and we know our viewers do as well. So happy day of days, Leanne.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that was little housekeeping item, but I think a very important one.
Absolutely. I mean, the sun came out for her birthday.
Yes.
Everything today. No, I hope she's had a wonderful day.
Actually, Leanne's birthday week has been really great as far as the sun goes.
It's definitely been an uptick from what we saw. And you know what, Tony? We're going to get another day of it. It will be cold to start our day, but by 8 a.m., that sun's going to make a little bit of an appearance. And by 10, only -8. So not too terrible on the cold front either. And, you know, we are going to get some snow on Friday, so get out and enjoy it while you can.
Yes, and more to come on that. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yes, we're watching that very closely.
As the week goes on. Well, finally tonight, we leave you with this. A pampered pooch with an Ontario connection has won the world's most coveted show dog prize.
For Best in Show at the 150th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the Doberman Pinscher.
That's Penny, who won Best in Show last night. The 4-year-old competed against 2,500 other dogs, Ash, spanning more than 200 breeds. And by the way, her co-owner, Greg Chan, is from Toronto.
Oh, wow.
So we've got a connection there. He says Penny's very demanding and very smart, but also a pleaser. And get this, Penny will do anything for food.
I mean, me too. Each dog at Westminster is dressed according to how closely it matches the ideal for its breed. The winner gets a trophy, ribbons, and most importantly, bragging rights. Where's the treats, though?
I don't know. I think that's the missing footage.
I think so.
That's the sequel to this.
I think Penny's earned a treat tonight.
Well, hey, when you get Best in Show at Westminster, you get treats.
Absolutely.
Afterwards.
Beautiful dogs.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful dogs.
And it's funny because we had a Doberman on the street I grew up on named Penny.
Oh.
So that was kind of a strange flashback to me.
Yeah, it's funny when those deja vu moments kind of happen in life and you're like, wait a minute, this feels very familiar.
Just meant to happen.
Yeah.
All right, that's our time. Thanks so much for checking in with us. We'll be back here at 11:30 with your next local news right after the CTV National News at 11, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.